What's up, Transformers fans? It is AAtron back with another transmission, and today we're going to be looking at the Transformers Age of the Primes Studio Series B127, or Bumblebee here. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and all of that jazz. And yeah, let's get right into it. So today is going to be a bit more of a comparison video than a traditional review, because I want to compare this guy right here, the Studio Series B, to the Prime Changers B, which is more directed towards younger kids. So yeah, so as you can see, there's a few differences initially in design and even in color. This is more of like a dusty, like gold looking color, and this one's more of like a brighter yellow color. In addition, the front design here on the hood is a bit different. You see this one comes down to a little bit of a point, whereas this one is a little block thing there with an Autobot symbol, which I think is cool. I know it's not movie accurate, but I think they did it so that the kids know, you know, for like kids trying to get into the franchise, to know that, hey, Bumblebee's an Autobot, he's a good guy. But you know, I think that's fine for the kids, but I like how they left it off here. It's opposite to what I usually say, but it's movie accurate. In addition, here you see the little lights on the front here. The lights on this one are a bit more of a brighter, lighter blue, and these ones are a bit darker. So I like the brighter, lighter ones. And here is where my biggest gripe comes in for the Studio Series. If we take a closer look here, see the one on the right is see-through. It's the big old gap there compared to the Prime Changers one, which is completely filled up. So that's my biggest gripe with this guy in his Cybertronian car mode. I wish they found a way to fill it up like they did with this guy. But aside from that, there's more detail on get it in camera. There's more detail in the arm here of this guy, as you can see, compared to the Prime Changers on the left. So I do appreciate that, but the gap is pretty substantial for me personally. I'm not a fan of that. And then the back is also a bit different. So you can see like the fins on this guy here on the Prime Changers one they're longer. In addition, they also have little tail lights here. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it's got some tail lights, which I think is a very nice touch. Where this one does not. However, tail lights, no tail lights, it doesn't matter to me. I think it would be a nice touch, but not a 100% necessity. Then for accessories here, this Prime Changer, he comes with this guy here, as you can see, compared to the Studio Series one. The Studio Series is brighter and also thinner. The Prime Changers one is it's got a bulkier arm compared to the Studio Series one. This one's a little slimmed down over here, and you can see here the blaster on the Studio Series is it's complete. It's got a whole circle there, which I think is nice. And also the knife is longer there, the blade, which I also like. But yeah, definitely got to go with the Studio Series in terms of accessories, because in addition, the Studio Series comes with a gun, which I don't remember if we saw him with a gun in the movie, but I like this design. I like this design a lot. It looks really good. Definitely has like a futuristic vibe to it. So that's the comparison of these two guys in car mode, and I gotta say, the Prime Changers takes the cake. Like I said, at least in alt mode, the gap in the Studio Series one is just I really wish it was filled. It's just really bothersome to me that they can have this guy that's made for kids be more filled up than than one that's made for collectors and such, who, you know, obviously would like it more accurate and I don't know, less gappy. But a little foreshadowing here. The collectors should be very happy with the Studio Series B in in robot mode compared to the Power of the Primes B in robot mode. But yeah, without further ado, Bumblebee, transform.
Knife hands? I have knife hands!
Here we have both Bumblebees in robot mode, and as you can see, the Prime Changer's Bumblebee is actually a pretty good deal taller than the Studio Series Bumblebee, which I think is pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of differences between these two guys here. Like I said earlier, no Autobot symbol on the Studio Series version, but it's even like, let's take a look at their head sculpts here kind of closer up. A lot more detail going on in the Studio Series compared to the Prime Changer's Bumblebee. And in addition, you can see the arms very, very different. You see the grays throughout, and like the circular design up here on this guy, and then like the more basic design here, which I like, kind of like the more basic design here on the Studio Series Bumblebee. Chest plates a little bit different as well. The crotch area here, different colors, completely different legs. The feet look kind of similar, but not really at this, at the same time. But I mean, yeah, like whatever gripes I have for the Studio Series Bumblebee in alt mode, I almost completely forget about the gappiness while he's in robot mode here. He just looks so good. And honestly, so does the Prime Changer's Bumblebee. But here's why I'm glad, and I'm glad that I went and ended up getting the Studio Series Bumblebee, because look at the gappiness here. That's a lot of gap. Which I'm fine, I'm not gonna hate on this figure so much, because it's for little kids and stuff like that. But you can see here, let's take a look at the backs here also. Completely different. Whole different backpack here. I like this one a lot better. It's a lot more sleek. The I will say I like the transformation on the Studio Series a lot better than the Prime Changers. The Prime Changers is a lot of trying to force pieces in places, but this one, as I smacked them, my bad. I like the Studio Series transformation a lot better. I think it's smoother and ends up being more fun of a transformation. So appearance-wise, the eye test, I'm liking the Studio Series Bumblebee better than the Prime Changers, obviously, because one, because of the gappiness, two, just the overall presentation I like better than the Prime Changers Bumblebee. But let's get this guy out of the way, and let's go over some articulation for the Studio Series Bumblebee. So the head, 360. I said 360 all the way around. Hoot hoot. Arms up and around. Make a T. Nice elbow bend there. Another 360 here. Another hoot hoot. Waist. Gets waist. Very nice waist. Legs. Kick out to 90. Very high knee bend, so it's, I mean, look at how high, look at how high up on his leg the knee bends. I'm not too much of a fan of that, but I don't know how to feel about that. Time will tell. For now, I'm gonna, I'll dock it a few points for that. Not much, but I wish that was a bit lower and more, traditional, like down here at the knee. This is a thigh bend here. You can spin all the way around, 360. The feet, yeah, you can point that down if you like, thanks to transformation, so get some tilt, which is nice. No wrist, but that's okay, and that's about it for articulation for this guy. But one thing I wish this figure did have is I'm not seeing any weapon storage for him here. You can put these up here like that if you want to, but there's no weapon storage for this guy here, the gun, which is a little disappointing. I wish they put something maybe like right here in between, but you know, it's whatever. Unless I'm missing something, but I don't believe I am, unless you can put it in his ass here. But I don't think you can. Oh, I mean, I guess you can, but that doesn't look very good or very comfortable. So when it comes to these two figures, I mean, the Prime Changers has the Studio Series B in alt mode, in my opinion, but the Studio Series blows it out of the water in robot mode. He just looks so sick. Comes with 3 accessories, the gun and the 2 knife hand slash, you know, like handgun thingies. With the Prime Changers, I wish it came with 2, because you can only put it on this hand, which kind of sucks. I forgot to mention the Prime Changer also has more play value. You can pop his chest open. Let's see if I can do it on camera. Yeah, you can pop his chest open. This comes off, and you can see his transformation cog in his chest there, which I think is pretty cool. It's a cool play feature for kids. You know, I really was debating if I was gonna pick up Bumblebee for a long time, or the Studio Series Bumblebee for a long time, but you know, he was always at Walmart, he was always at Target, he was everywhere I was going, you know, like 25 bucks. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll pick him up, see what's up with him, because the pictures looked really good. And I mean, yeah, I'm really glad I did, because most of my figures I display in robot mode anyway, but it's just tough. It's tough to give them a really solid grade due to the gap in his alt mode, but we'll break it down, I guess. So alt mode, due to the gappiness, I'm gonna have to give him like, I'll give him a solid, like a semi-respectable like 7.2, and even then I feel that's rather generous, but 7.2 alt mode. I like the transformation, we'll give that an 8.6. In robot mode is awesome. I'll give that a 9.3. So I mean, overall, I'm gonna give the Studio Series B127 / Bumblebee a solid, I'm gonna say 8.8 rating. Price point is definitely in mind with that, because if this guy was like 35 bucks, 45 bucks, he'd be like a 5 or a 4 even for me. But good for a $25 figure. But yeah, that's about all I gotta say. Like I said, make sure you guys like, subscribe. Love interacting with y'all, all that good stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for docking.